Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to get started on my May spread for my bullet journal here. And I have a couple things I'm probably going to need to update, I think, in here as far as things towards the beginning where I have, like running lists and stuff like that. I'll have to update a few things up here, but yeah, I'm excited to get started on May here. So I already have it sketched out, so you'll see me going over everything. I did add this one last month, and then I did write in a bunch of adaptations I would like to read, and I have highlighted a couple off because I did read a couple these past couple months. And I think that might have been it as far as filling things in, towards the beginning here where I just have some random things going on. I'm just going to double check. I am going to be coloring in one of these books here, and I have to update this a little bit, my review books. So, but other than that, I'm going to be getting started on May, which is going to be starting, let's see, right here. This is going to be the start of May here. I'm doing just kind of a leaf, like oversized leaf theme. I don't know. I was having a hard time coming up with something I really liked. So a couple things I did add though here is that I did add a 4th anniversary unhaul project where I did a video on that on some books I'm going to read before the end of the summer. And if I don't read them, I will unhaul them. So I'll leave that link down below if you haven't seen it yet. And then I did my latest 5-star predictions. I wrote those in here. And then when I'm done, I will color in these flowers after I've read that book. So yeah, all right, we are going to go ahead and get started on May. I'll probably actually update the beginning first and then get started on May. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And as always, I'm going to be using my Micron pen, which is what I use in here, and it's an 01 size. It's very, very skinny, as you can see, very, very skinny. I actually picked up a couple more of these at Hobby Lobby the other day because this one is starting to run down a little bit. The tip is starting to run down, so almost time for me to replace it here soon. And then I will be using my colored pencils to color in the leaves and stuff, and these are by Fantasia Artists, and I got these at a craft store quite a few years ago actually, but I've been using them pretty consistently and they're still pretty good. So I'll be using these, and then I have just my Flair pens. I'm probably going to be using green majority this month since I'm doing leaves and stuff and things like that. So all right, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to color in one of my books that I read for top 9 to read in 2019. I did read Rebecca, so I'm going to go ahead and color that one in, and I'm just using a blue. I sometimes try to use the colors that are represented on the covers, and there is kind of a aqua blue on the cover of my copy of Rebecca, so just going to use that, and then I do the spines or the top of it a little bit darker. Then I'm going to just update this a little bit. I just had one thing to do on that one. I had sent the email. And then I need to write Rebecca on my books that I've read for the year. So I'm going to go ahead and just write that in there. I just want to make sure this is all completely up to date before I get started for May. And for this, I do, the name of the book and the author, the star rating, how I read it, whether it was physical or audio, and then I put the genre as well. All right, so for May, I went very simple here and just used some oversized leaves. And I had to put it's gonna be May because, Justin Timberlake had to do it. It's just so funny. I love that that's a whole thing. So I found this little image on Pinterest here for the title, and I'll go ahead and link that down below if you guys are interested. But I went ahead and just kind of copied that. And then I did the leaves underneath myself. The leaves were not part of the original inspiration. I'm going to go ahead and do that so it looks like the letters are hanging. And then I'm going to do my quote over here. And the quote is, I read so I can live more than one life in more than one place. And that's by Ann Tyler. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Flair pens to outline the leaves, and then I will use my colored pencils to color them in, and I'll do different shades of green. My filler pens, like I have a couple of green ones, but they're all kind of the same. So it didn't make any sense to use any different colors as far as that goes. I wish I had a dark green flare pen, but I don't. So it's okay. But I'm going to use kind of a darker green to do the veins of the leaves here, if you will. So I'm just going to go over them with the dark, and then I will let them blend in when I actually color them in with some lighter colors here. So I'll just use a lighter color, and then I will just color, directly over it. These colored pencils blend together really nicely. So it's been good to color with these colored pencils. I actually really like them. So I'm going to do a couple different colors of green here. So I'll do that one, and then I'll do some with an even lighter green here, just to kind of add a little bit of variety. And then for this one, I use a darker one. At first, I wasn't sure if I liked it, but once I have it all colored in, I actually like the way it looks. At first, I was like, oh, that's very different. But once I have it all colored in, it's good. So there is that. Now I'm going to go on to my May reads. And this is, all these pages I have here, I do every single month. So it's not going to be anything different. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go ahead, since I have my pen out, and do the videos here. And this is where I'll keep a list of all the videos I want to do this month, and I will check them off as I post them. And I'm using the same letter font that I do in all of them, pretty much. It's something that works for me. I'm used to it now, so I'm just going to go ahead and probably keep that. And I'm going to do May reads, and then do my circle here in the very center, and then I will do my boxes along the outsides with my ruler. And I changed it up a little bit as far as what the boxes are, because I'm going to I'm going to replace my readathon one with TBR jar, because I did bring out my TBR jar this month and I used it. So I want to make sure that I keep track of those and make sure that I'm reading them. So I am going to use that instead of the readathon. I'm doing one readathon this month, but I'm only going to read one book for it. And that's the True Crime-a-thon. So I'm not going to write it down, just because it's just something that, I wrote in my planner already. So when that week hits, I'll pick up the one true crime book I'm going to be reading this month. So, but because of that, I didn't think I really needed a readathons box this month. I would rather do the TBR jar one. So the first one I do, I'm going to color these in first, actually. So just like I did on the other one, I'm going to use kind of the same colors to color in the leaves here. And for my boxes, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do arcs and review books up top, and I will write down a couple that I know I need to read. And then I have a couple buddy reads I'm doing this month, and then the TBR jar, I'll write those 3 down for the books that I picked for that. And then my wrap up is where I will keep track of what I read throughout the month. So all right, so that is all ready to go. And then next is my book list, where I do kind of the same thing every month. I write out book list here, and then I will keep track of the book list prompts that Lindsay and I choose, and I write them down. I write down the prompt and then the books I'm going to talk about, or whatever it is we're going to be talking about. At this point, I had not picked anything yet. So we knew our prompts, but I wasn't going to write them in here because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. So, and then here I have book haul revisit. So I'm getting my chart set up for my book haul revisit for the month of May. So when I do that video, I can have this handy, and I will keep track of everything as I do that video. So, I'm going to go ahead and make my boxes, and this is where I'm going to, as I watch my old book hauls from last year, from May of last year, I will keep track of what I have read, what I have that's unread that I still own, and then what I have unhauled. And then I will let you know where I am as far as all of those go. But I do like having this chart, set up ahead of time so I can, keep track of that really well. And then I do a box down below as well that says total hauled. So I will write down how many books I hauled total last year. Helps give me a little bit of perspective on how I'm doing with my reading. Some months are better than others, but it's okay. And I would like to get my May one up in May. I've been a little bit like almost a month behind lately. So I'm going to, try my darndest to make sure I get May's posted in May. And then I'm going to go ahead and color my leaves in, and I believe that's going to be it. I don't have any extra pages as of right now. I don't have a whole lot of extra things going on this month. So if anything pops up, I'll do that. But as of right now, this is all that I'm going to have for May. So I'm going to go ahead and color these in, and then I'll give you a little slow-mo here, and that's going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.